Yo, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Good to see you again. We've got the finals of one of our locals matches that we played this past week, and we're up against my friend Lauren here. She's playing Enel, and we're both 2-0, looking pretty good. And Enel is like, it's a weird deck to play against a lot of the times. It feels like the hardest part about playing against Enel comparatively to just playing against any yellow deck is that I feel like Enel, you have to find the right timings to attack for life or to attack for, you know, board, and or just not to attack at all. And I feel like I'm learning the matchup more and more as I play it. Still don't feel as though I have the best grasp on it, but working on it as a whole is kind of just, you know, pretty much the plan in any of these OPO5 leader matchups. But she does pass for first turn. I'll just go ahead and cycle the Kaido for my own first turn. And now going up to 3 Dawn, I don't think I have like a brand new or anything to play down at the time. I would even put down Hina here if I could, but I'm just going to go ahead and swing 8. Luckily, no trigger on the first life, but I know that in this matchup, this 5k swing, I actually have learned that I more than likely like to take. Just because it does allow me to, you know, play down 4-cost Kuzan or even potentially Rebecca and not have it get Gidatsu'd immediately. So I, in this instance, chose to not protect, or excuse me, not take it and end up protecting life. But we'll swing 5, and she will take that second life, and then I'll use Greater Eruption as well as the Rob Lucci to get rid of the Cracker. I know how threatening that card can be in this matchup, and I just don't want to have to deal with it. So I'm going to return the 3 cards back to the bottom of the deck, though, and just go ahead and pass it over. She is going to be up to the 6th Dawn here, though. Ohm would be really nice to be able to get down potentially a Holly, but also potentially having Gidatsu at this point would be really nice. So Gidatsu pickup and then KO in the Rob Lucci, and so that's where it's like, man, part of me feels like I definitely should have just taken that first life. Like getting down to 3 is kind of like that sweet spot here because we don't have a lot of 3-cost cards in the deck that we're like super trying to, you know, keep onto the board. You know, if a Tashigi or a Hina gets thrown to the trash, I can easily get it right back. And yeah, the 4-cost characters, though, they tend to be more of like my bread and butter. But she does use Thunderbolt, unfortunately trashing an Enel right there, and does get rid of my Rob Lucci. Gets down to that 1 life sweet spot, and this is where, you know, I feel like I'm in a position where I have control of the board, but or excuse me, not control of the board. I have control of like her life situation where, okay, she's at 1 life, you know, obviously she can just heal over and over again with the leader ability. But if I'm able to establish a bit of a board, I've already got her down to like a susceptible range that I can just, you know, go for game once we establish a few cards. But I know that, yet again, having Cracker down is a bit of a pain. I'm going to go ahead and cycle that, what do you call it, the Suru, and play the 7-cost Borsellino. This card, I feel like, just goes so hard. If she doesn't have a drop Katakuri here to put it into life, I really do have a lot of opportunities to just swing and, you know, potentially go for game. Because it's a very sticky card to remove, you know, whether you're swinging 10 into it or you have to be forced to play Katakuri. Yeah, we like that card around here. And I will go ahead and take this 7k swing, though, picking up the Tashigi. And now we're just going to see 6 Dawn getting rested for a Perospero and a Brule. Both of these cards, pretty dang annoying, not going to lie. I was like, Perospero's like, I want to get it off the board because I don't want to give any card draw. But then Brule is also just, you know, pretty solid, like, cheap blocker that, Obviously, it's very removable, but to get rid of both can be pretty tricky for me at the moment, because I think that we have trashed like 2 of our Rob Lucci's, if I'm not mistaken. But I'll just go ahead and go 8 to life, see if she'll take this one or if she'll go ahead and block. Does choose to take, ends up getting Cracker out of the trigger, has to trash 1 card for that, and then is going to use the leader ability to heal, and then has to trash 1 for that, and that ends up being the 8-drop Katakuri. So I'm happy to see that card get out of hand, because I want to keep Borsellino on the board as much as possible. I am going to use the 3-cost Hina, though, to bring Cracker down to a 0, and then swing 8 with Hound Blaze. This is more than likely going to force that Brûlé blocker right there. And, you know, if she takes the life, she potentially could and then use Yamato the following turn. But I think it gets down to a bit of a like scary situation at that point. Because what are we killing with Yamato with that would only be able to amount to 2 cost? There's nothing on the board. So Yamato here at least gets rid of that 3-cost Hina. It also gets that heal, which is very nice. And now we're just going to see a 6k swing into lead, more than likely with Perospero, but she does decide I actually need to play the Yamato first, which is very smart, to get that Hina off the board and heal 1. And then I'm just going to 2k counter out of that 6k, and now a 5k swing as well. I'm realizing now that my hand is dwindling down, and I'm getting to that scary point in the game where I'm like, uh-oh. My opponent has the top end cards now. If she does see a few more Yamatos or potentially even the 7-cost Enel, I could be put in a really bad spot. I really need to get some blockers down like Rebecca, and I need to have, you know, some way to defend myself, but also simultaneously continue going for you know, some of this removal on the board. I am going to swing 5 into the Perospero, though, and then lower the Yamato by 4. She does counter out, and I'm thinking to myself, I just really want to get rid of the Perospero because I know that I don't have that much counter power in hand, and I want to just have some form of removal, or excuse me, some form of block the following turn when leader attacks, and not have to pitch any cards from hand. So I'm just kind of mulling over, do I go with the Borsellino attack into Perospero, or do I just attack life? I choose to go 7 here into Pero. Does give her a card to draw, but yeah, I think the plan is to go for like a Rebecca into Rob Lucci to KO the Yamato and the Pudding. She does pick up that Brûlé blocker. Obviously going to be a pain there the following turn, but I am just going to pick up that Hina, bringing Yamato down. We're using some of the cores from my friend's Battle Spirits Saga setup. He had like some cores on the side, and we were just like, yeah, tossing them around to count out, you know, what is being subtracted and what cost certain characters are. But I'll just go ahead and pass here. I choose not to attack with the Borsellino. I figured now that I have a pretty developed board, just the one attack from Enel obviously can be pretty annoying, but I'm not going to sweat it too much. And now I guess the biggest threat would be like 9-cost Yamato taking care of the 4-cost Kuzan here to just get around the Rebecca. But I guess it really just boils down to, does she have the card? Resting 7 does put down 2 blockers, and I believe just passes with 3 active. So I don't have a lot in hand. I've only got 3 cards in hand, but I have a substantial enough board that I feel like, okay, I do have 2 blockers to work around. If we do have some form of removal, you know, we might be looking really good here. But I'm just gonna go 5 with the Kuzan, lower down the Sanji. I was hoping that might bait out the Sanji block. It unfortunately did not. But we do end up getting the Hound Blaze here, so actually, fortunately for us, it worked out. Yeah, so Hound Blaze is going to get rid of that, and I'm going to swing 8 into life, lowering the Brûlée to a 2 cost. And we'll only have 2 swings after this, but yeah, she does choose to block with the Brûlée. I just kind of have to... I would attack once here, get her down to, you know, 1 life, and then, you know, maybe establish another block, and then pass. I don't think I should be going 2 attacks here because it gives the potential of, you know, 2 playable cards from life. She is looking at it. Potentially a trigger. Oh, it looks like it's maybe Amaru. I don't think she can use it because you have to trash 2 cards in order to get the heal there. But yeah, I'm just going to play Sabo. Going to draw 2. I don't attack with Rob Lucci, right? Or do I? Actually, I might, because we still have 8 cost Borsellino. I actually forgot about that. So I might just do like 8 cost Borsellino and swing with the Rob Lucci after. I played Sabo though, just in case we do end up seeing some form of like what's that card called? Like Thunderbolt, you know, something out of life. Sabo at least protects all my cards. So there's no funny shenanigans happening there. And I'm just gonna go 10 to life with Borsellino. That way I get this out to be like, okay, now we don't have to worry about the you know, the only thing that could bring her back into being able to use leader ability is 9 cost Yamato. And fortunately for us, I don't believe she has it at the exact moment. She could get a block here, but being able to heal, the only thing I could see is maybe like a 7 cost Lin potentially. But even then, I would just choose to trash the life versus giving her the heal. And now, I think she's trying to decide if there is a way to get around some of this. I think the only thing I could think of was using Amaru to rest the Rebecca. No, because even still then, it's only 2 swings. Yeah. I guess there is a world where, since I have 1 card in hand, you could play 7 cost Lin. I actually end up trashing my last life, and then you use Amaru to bring something up. If the last card in my hand doesn't have counter, I guess there is a world. Oh no, I have Sabo. Yeah, I've got Sabo. We're safe. What am I thinking? We're just safe over here. We're gravy. But I guess that's some of the stuff that like goes through my mind when I'm playing the games. I'm like, oh shoot, what is like the possible win factor, you know? And there is a Lin. I'll just go ahead and trash the last life though. Having Rebecca and Sabo, we're looking pretty good. I don't think. Oh, if I remember correctly, actually, she does have the Amaru in hand. Chooses to use it, but after attacking with one of the after attacking with leader. And so I was thinking of resting Sabo, but then I was like, oh no, I should block with Rebecca. And then she realized she'd made the misplay and could have used that on the Rebecca. But I still think, yeah, we were still fine regardless, because the 5k swing would have been rested by Sabo, and then the 8k swing would just be our final life. So we would have been okay. The Sabo there turned out to be the absolutely correct play the previous turn, because this could have been very scary had we not just seen that second blocker. And yeah, I think she's realizing like, okay, I can use this card and it doesn't do me much in this situation, simply because I would have had, and that's what we're talking about, I think, right here. She was like, yeah, I think I could have used this to rest the the Rebecca, but the 5 cost Sabo is definitely the winner here. Yeah, but this ended up being a really solid match. I think it was very good for me that she didn't see too many triggers. I think it only ended up being the 2, was the Perospero and the Cracker. But it definitely just feels like if, you know, if you're playing up against Enel and they see, you know, the absolute nuts, there's not much you can do about it. But we will take the match here. We ended up getting the winner Crocodile card, which I was a little bummed about. I really wanted to get the Kaido or the Luffy, but still pretty dope nonetheless. And man, I've just been having a blast with Opio 5. Really looking forward to the rest in the future. I've got some awesome Sakazuki and Purple Luffy games coming up here in the next few days. So look out for that. And other than that, I hope you guys have a wonderful day and happy holidays. Peace.